Halloween is a time of year where people trick-or-treat and dress up as cats or sexy cats. Or, if you're like me, another excuse to be a professional dumbass and do a completely pointless eating challenge. So for the next 3 days, I'm only consuming Halloween candy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the objective of, can I function in my daily life while doing it? And we already know the answer is no. Now, to make things a little more interesting, I set up a 3-part plan that'll make me look like an absolute masochist. First, I put the power in my YouTube audience and asked them what their favorite candies were. I might not be friends with Matt Shaver any longer after he suggested candy corn, and I also might call the FBI to put Fiesta Kid on a government watch list. After going to a few stores to pick up my audience's favorite candies, I then bought a spinning wheel that I was too stupid to assemble, so I asked my friend Mac to do it for me. Thanks, Mac. There are 14 slots, so I put the top 14 answers for candy on the wheel, which I named the Wheel of Misfortune. For every one of my meals, for every one of my 9 meals the next 3 days, I will spin the Wheel of Misfortune, and whatever it lands on, that's the only candy I can have for that meal, making it hard on myself for no reason. And the 14 candy options chosen for me are Nerds, Reese's, Peanut M&M's, Snickers, Mr. Beast Feastables, 100 Grand, Ryan Trahan's Joyride, Candy Corn. I fucking hate candy corn. You're such a dickhead, Matt. Kit Kat, Twix, Almond Joy, Butterfinger, Starburst, but only pink flavor. Shout out Potato Pug 352 for that suggestion. You're a goat. Unlike Matt. And black licorice, which honestly might be my least favorite food to ever exist. And now, with all that finally out of the way, it's time for breakfast. After spinning the Wheel of Misfortune, my first of 9 meals will be Nerds.
Oh, come on! Nerds? This is breakfast.
Now, I like Nerds. They're a pretty fun candy, but what I'm gonna figure out from having all of these candies is none of them have any real sustenance, meaning I'm not gonna have a lot of nutrition this week. And that's when I thought to myself, I'm definitely going into a sugar coma the next 3 days.
I'm definitely going into a sugar coma in the next 3 days. It's not bad though, honestly.
And since I'm going to be consuming a lot of sugar the next 3 days, I will get a stomachache quicker than I will be full or even satisfied from eating.
You know your parents, when you were younger, they would get mad at you and be like, you can't leave this meal until you finish your plate. I would assume they would want me to leave early for this one, so I might do that soon.
But again, I did this to myself and nobody is forcing me to do this challenge. Now, not having a lot of adequate nutrition can do one of 2 things to you. It can first make you question every single life decision you've made up until this point, and 2, it can make you very tired. Both happened to me. So I decided to take a nap, and I forgot to film myself because my brain is on low battery mode currently. But after dreaming about responsible decision making, I decided it was time for lunch. And lunch was Twix.
Ooh, I like Twix. Let's go.
So that wasn't responsible at all. Twix is one of my favorite candies out there, and honestly, this could make me feel like I'm having something of value for this meal.
I would like to have real food. I love candy. I love this time of year and the fact that you get to have Halloween candy. But I would like to have real food right now. So this is not fun.
Yeah, never mind. I just totally contradicted myself there. Because their candy is still candy. It's not going to have a lot of nutrition. I get that. But what I don't get from you guys is this whole left Twix versus right Twix promotion. What the hell is that? Overall, this was much better than eating Nerds, no Jeffrey Dahmer. But if this is how I felt after having one of my favorite candies ever, I'm in for a rude awakening these next 3 days. And to help with flushing out this candy from my bowels, among other things like, surviving, I'm gonna do my best as always to drink a gallon of water a day during this challenge, as well as move a total of 10 plus miles a day and burn 1,500 calories while exercising. I'm not confident I'll finish this challenge strongly, but if there is one thing I'm confident in, it's that I'm the world's #1 toilet destroyer. And after taking a nap that I did not record again for some reason, sorry.
Right now, I'm gonna try to go on honestly a 6-mile run. I've only had candy today, so we will see how that one goes.
And I ended up running over 6 miles because sometimes I don't know how to count. Mentally, I felt pretty strong. Physically, I felt like this girl from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. It was then time for dinner, or at least for me, the idea of dinner. I was hoping I would get something good for my last meal of day 1, like a Reese's or a Kit Kat, or heck, even like pink Starburst sounds pretty good right now. But then my worst fears became my reality as I landed on black licorice.
No. Why did I even put that on here? I hate black licorice.
I now see why they call it the Wheel of Misfortune. And by they, I mean me, because I was the one who came up with that name.
I want a real meal. I'm about to quit this right now.
Now, for you guys to understand why I hate black licorice so much, I have to give you the detailed history of my first encounter with it. I hated it from the jump and have always thought it sucked. Anyways, I started eating the black licorice as I dreamt of having something I actually wanted to eat, like a glizzy. And as I over-dramatized meal 3 for the plot to thicken, I was thinking that the positive news about this is that I get black licorice out of the way. I don't have to worry about it day 2 or day 3, but I hate it here.
The positive news about this is that I get black licorice out of the way. I don't have to worry about it day 2 or day 3. But I hate it here.
However, one thing I've learned about myself as I continue to get older and still have the same IQ level is I'm a pretty stubborn son of a gun. And as I had more and more black licorice, I started to gain more appreciation for said black licorice. Maybe it's not that bad after all. Just kidding, it fucking sucks. Also, you guys have a Scout's honor for me that I'm not going to have any other candy for any other meals. But I am going to crack open a beverage. And as I enjoyed my beverage while watching It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, I started to panic about something that might be even worse than black licorice. Candy corn. So hopefully I don't spin that at all on the wheel of misfortune. Hey guys, it's me from the future. Just wanted to let you all know that I jinxed the absolute shit out of myself here. After one day I've consumed Nerds, Twix, and black licorice, and I felt abysmal. Not my best work, to be honest. But I did move a total of 12.95 miles and burnt 1,864 calories while exercising. I recently found out I was being charged every month for Adobe Acrobat twice. That's $264 annually I'm spending for absolutely no reason, which makes about as much sense as any of my pointless eating challenges here. But fortunately, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that allows you to cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better. If you've seen the way I spend in any of my videos, you know that's incredibly useful to me. And after I found out I was paying for 2 separate Adobe Acrobat subscriptions, my first thought, of course, was to cancel one of them, and Rocket Money can actually safely and securely cancel unwanted subscriptions for you. What? You can even cancel from within the app with just a couple of taps. There's no need to worry about customer service calls. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when you use all the app's premium features. Oh my goodness, you could buy a lot of hot dogs with $740. To save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/SirYacht or click the link in the description to get started for free. Thank you, Rocket Money, for sponsoring this video. And now back to the video. I woke up on day 2 where I finally remembered to film myself in bed. Hey, yo! And it was time to start the day off right by asking God to give me perseverance through my dumb decisions today. But anyways, my first meal of day 2 decided by the wheel of misfortune was... Are you fucking kidding me? Candy corn? Candy corn? I really am the LeBron James of jinxing myself. Now, for you all to understand why I hate candy corn so much, I have to give you the detailed history of my first encounter with it. I hated it from the jump, and I always thought it sucked.
I can't. All right, let's have candy corn.
And after ending day 1 with black licorice, I was really hoping to start day 2 with something I actually enjoy. I did not, unfortunately, but good for the plot and my masochism. And as I said before, it would take a lot of candy for each meal to have me feeling full. But before I'd even get to that, I would feel some sort of stomachache or nausea from having too much candy. What I once thought was my dream as a kid has turned into my nightmare as an adult.
This on its own for breakfast, impossible.
Overall, I absolutely hated having candy corn for a meal, let alone having that to start off the day. But if there's any positive that I could take away from this situation, it's that my least 2 favorite candies of all time are off the wheel of misfortune. So for the rest of the time, theoretically, I'm gonna have candies that I enjoy. And to get some more positivity in my life and have an excuse to exercise in between meals, I went over to my parents to walk their dogs. What's cool about being a dog is candy is really bad for them, so they're not even allowed to do what I'm doing to myself right now. That's actually very perplexing. Anyways, I then went to get a haircut from my hairstylist Denise, who was not shocked at all to hear I was doing another dumb eating challenge. And there was plenty of candy there, but no candy corn. So no food for me here until my next spin on the wheel of misfortune. Okay. I think I'm going to go for a run and then eat candy after, because it sounds like it might be smarter to not eat candy right before a run. Okay. Glad I talked that out to everybody. That was obvious. After doing a 6.4 mile run last night, I only had enough energy in me to do 3 miles today, but I'll take what I can get during this 3-day challenge. It's much better than doing nothing. Wait, that's actually not true at all. An app sounds much better right now. It was then time to find out what my second meal of the day would be, and it is peanut M&Ms.
Oh, I wanted Reese's so bad, but we'll take peanut M&Ms. I like those a lot. Finally, something I want.
I love peanut M&Ms. As a kid, I thought they were absolutely horrifying, but now as I've gotten older, I'm like, damn, I was an idiot. My M&M rankings would go as the following. Number 3, I would have regular M&Ms. Number 2, I would have M&M the wrapper. And number 1, I would have the peanut M&Ms. And even though I like them so much, I almost wish I didn't even have them for this meal because unlike Reese's, Kit Kat, Snickers, and Twix, these bad boys just don't fill you up. And having peanut M&Ms combined with me running 3 miles right before it made me really, really tired. So after zoning out for literally 94 seconds,
I just looked at the candy corn and I just gagged.
I met my friend Kent at Starbucks to get a coffee. And I want you guys to decide if what I got from Starbucks is acceptable or not. And if it's not, I deeply apologize and I won't get it in the future anymore. I promise.
Is this candy?
No, this is questionable though because it's a caramel frappuccino. I'm only allowed to have liquids.
Yeah, that
This is
candy liquid.
Yeah, I might
I'm
not.
gonna count that. Valid.
You think it's valid?
Valid.
All right, thank you. I don't know. I then went back home to get ready for a boxing class I was taking later that evening. And yes, even though I just complained about being tired, I'm going to make myself more tired willingly here.
I kind of want to know what my dinner is going to be before I go boxing, but I'm going to have the dinner after. So I think I'm going to spin the wheel now.
So my last meal of day 2 after spinning the wheel of misfortune is going to be Almond Joy.
I actually love Almond Joy, so that is fantastic. I cannot wait to have it.
Boxing class started at 7. It's 7:09, and also I accidentally pulled into the wrong parking lot. Classic me.
Is that Five Guys?
Even though I was late to boxing class, fortunately for me, I had the most difficult trainer there. His name is Wilkins, and his class absolutely kicked my ass. But I also think watching paint dry would have kicked my ass at this point. I had no nutrients in me.
Not bad for a guy who's just eating candy.
It makes you just appreciate the greats like Buddy the Elf, who were able to have so much joy in Santa's workshop despite only having candy, candy canes, candy corn, and syrup. However, the only joy I was going to be having tonight is Almond Joy. Because although it's one of my favorite candies ever, it's still candy, and I really want a hot dog, especially since I've been looking at that painting behind me that Mac made me all week. So to keep things a little entertaining, I had a stupid goal for myself here, and that goal was I wanted to consume all the Almond Joys I bought for this meal. But why? I don't know, I'm pretty stupid. And remember how I said before that I would typically get a stomach ache before getting full? Well, I did both.
That was a mistake having about 20 of them right there. That was not a good idea.
All the working out I just did meant nothing.
So with 3 Almond Joys left in the bag, I decided I would quit while I was ahead. Until about 25 minutes later, where I finished the remaining 3 after running some errands at Walgreens. Oh, and by running some errands, I meant getting some Tums and Pepto from inside the Walgreens, because I was about to make my bathroom Choco Mountain tonight. I then did a 2-mile walk to get over my 10-mile move goal today before watching one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time, Halloween Town. And in case you haven't noticed, I hate scary movies and I will not watch them. Plus, I don't need another catalyst for making me shit my pants.
A magical place where many different sorts of creatures live together in peace.
Like Cleveland? I hear they have a nice school district.
He's not wrong.
On day 2, I ate candy corn, peanut M&Ms, and Almond Joy, and walked 10.96 miles while also burning 1,916 calories while moving. I woke up on the last day of this project and remembered to film myself again. Hooray, 2 days in a row where I'm smarter unconscious than I am conscious. And with only 3 more meals ahead of me before I can have a glizzy again, I was a little more optimistic going into breakfast. And I had every right to be optimistic because the Wheel of Misfortune got my favorite candy for meal 7, Kit Kats.
Let's go. Yes. Yes.
Now for this project so far, thanks to the copious amounts of sugar I've consumed, I've also had a lot of anxiety. But while having Kit Kats this morning, there was no anxiety to be had. Minus any anxiety I gave anybody that watched this video for eating Kit Kats the wrong way.
Does this piss off anybody?
But you know what wasn't normal? My bowel movements currently. If you are a gastroenterologist watching this video currently, please send me a direct message on Instagram at Sir Yacht. But you want to know what was fantastic? If you don't want to know, too bad. What is fantastic is I was on my way to my producer Nate's recording studio where I was working on my upcoming song called Oh Chicago, which is taking place in Chicago.
We got coffee, which is probably not going to help me with my anxiety. What do you think? Do you think it'll help?
Yeah, definitely.
Nate has all the power today because not only is he producing my next single, he is also spinning the wheel of misfortune and deciding what I eat for lunch. And lunch today was spin again. No, that means Nate needs to spin again. And for lunch today is Snickers.
Hey, have a Snickers. Better?
No. And I honestly love this shot because it shows a great side-by-side comparison of what good nutrition versus poor nutrition can do to somebody. Nate has the poor nutrition in case it wasn't obvious. I mean, Nate has the good nutrition. I haven't eaten well today either, apparently. For some reason, these past 3 days, the hardest thing to do while only eating Halloween candy wasn't running, and it wasn't boxing, and it certainly wasn't putting the wheel together. Okay, actually, that was really hard. Thanks again, Mac. It was trying to sing and be creative. And some of you might be like, oh, well, that's because you suck at singing and being creative. Shut the f*** up. Okay, I hate myself more than you ever could. So before I transition into my last meal, I guess the moral of this video would be, I don't know, nutrition is important, so maybe I should eat better. My friend Zach, who I've made music with in our band called Maui Ski Club, joined me for the end of this recording session, which is actually very important for the plot because he is spinning the wheel of misfortune to decide my final meal of this challenge. And that meal is, well, we gotta spin again. And that meal is, well, we gotta spin again. And that meal is, well, we gotta spin again. And that meal is Butterfinger, which I love. Now, for you all to understand why I love Butterfinger so much, I have to give you a detailed history of my first encounter with it. I loved it from the jump, and I always thought it fucking rocked. I wanted to work out before I ate my final meal, which was a terrible decision because I only had enough energy to get 2 miles in. And yeah, I guess I could have just waited till tomorrow to pick back up on the exercise, but you know what they say. F it.
Okay. Let's get this over with.
And as I had my final meal full of Butterfingers, I was really enjoying it, but I looked over at the other 5 candies I haven't eaten yet and thought, why not have those as well? Pink Starbursts are some of the greatest candies ever. They were absolutely fantastic. Compliments to the chef. I then had Mr. Beast Feastables, and my expectations were low, but it was actually a pretty good candy bar. Brian Trahan's Joyride candy brand was really good. I had the watermelon wedges, the cherry berry ropes, and the sour blue raspberry strips. I then had 100 grand, which, you know, I would love to hold in actual money, but for now, I'll take it in candy form. And last but not least, one of the greatest candies of all time, and in my top 2 of candies, Reese's.
I've only eaten Halloween candy for the past 3 days. I'm done with this challenge right now. I'm gonna go cry in the shower. Please do not try this at home. I'm a professional dumbass.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. This American pie with the high Q. Oh my, I do. Just fly right through. We'll get high as a kite in the afternoon.
It is October 31st, and it is 8:07 a.m., and I just got this video done. I am literally a ghost. Very festive today. I'm gonna go to bed now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good night. My hair's f***ing wild right now.